Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Zatima season 4, episode 6, Seeing Double. So it continues off with um Angela going to the office to check on Fatima. She's calling her name and somebody is like this on the phone with their hands back like 1 second, 1 second. She's like, Fatima, Fatima. And then she was like, okay, I guess I'll come back another time. So as she's walking out of the office, well, walking back in the hallway, she sees Fatima and she was just like, I was just in your office calling you and your behind was being rude. She was like, where would you come from? Fatima was like, the break room. She was like, I could have sworn I just saw you in your office. Maybe there was somebody in there that looked like you. So she was like, I was going to walk out with you to tell you about my Bryce update. And she was like, I can't stay tonight because I got to work overnight. I got to work late tonight. And she was like, it's something good though, but I got a new client. Her name is Sage. And she was like, Sage, I love her. And yeah, she I was like, all right, cool. I'll just catch up with you later. By this time, Leslie then walked out of Fatima's office and she um went and hid somewhere. Fatima gave Angela a hug and said, I'll just be careful leaving now. The I'll just be careful leaving now. So she had them giving her papers to Stephanie at the receptionist because also Angela asked Stephanie where was Fatima at, and that's how she realized. Then she was just like, all right, cool. So by this time, Fatima was kind of hesitant, like, and then she walked back to her office. By this time, Leslie then walked to the lobby, ended up taking the papers that Fatima put in the basket and walked out of the building. By this time, Leslie, she done made it to Belinda's place of work and made this girl get rushed out of her appointment. So Belinda had really put her underneath the dryer because at first when she seen her, Belinda was just like taken aback because that's how much she looks so much like Fatima, like hair and all. So she basically told her the style she wanted, which is basically Fatima's new style with the tighter curls. So she wanted to get her hair washed and curls set. But Belinda was just like, so I don't think this is gonna fit your face. Maybe we should switch up. She was like, so you don't think it'll look good? Leslie started doing that little face thing, when she's trying to get ticked off. She was like, no, that's not the case. So she was just like, so me and my friend, you just remind me of my homegirl. Me and my friend, we got had a little altercation. She was like, so maybe you should apologize. She was like, so how did you know it was me? She was like, I mean, I just assumed because your sister. She was like, I work at a law firm. My fiance does real estate, and it's just like this is so uncanny. Like, and then she had made a mistake and saying, Fatima, she was just like, yeah. So after that, she eventually paid for her service. Belinda looked at the car. She was like, Leslie. She was like, So after Leslie left, Belinda decided to call Fatima while she was at work, and Fatima, she's so stuck on how Belinda treated her that she couldn't like try to like give her the benefit of the doubt to see if she was really on that type of time, but she wasn't. But they didn't even get a chance to do that. Eventually, Fatima got the sharp pain in her stomach. That's that stress pain, and both Fatima and Belinda agreed that they can work back on rebuilding their friendship slowly but surely. It'll get back in the good graces. But yeah, Belinda didn't get a chance to tell Fatima about the Leslie chick, and it's just like Belinda and Angela at this point speak up and tell her what y'all been noticing for like the past 4 months because it's like she's basically in the dark about what's really going on. She probably don't even know that she's being stalked like that because it's like she's not worried about that. She don't want to be stressed out, which is perfect for her not to be because the risk of the baby and being on bed rest and being a high risk pregnancy. So yeah, after that, they got off the phone. By this time, Zach and the boys they had their happy hour. They were basically talking about how the pregnancy going. Everything is good. She got to stay back and work on this new client. Bryce is still hung up on Angela, and they was just like, right, and Zach was like, so Angela told everybody, we was all there, that she's emotionally available. So at this time, just stop pressuring her. Like, when you keep pushing, 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 she's gonna pull back. So maybe you should just not try to fix everything and say sorry all the time. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. But Press was like, yeah, that's some deep stuff he just said. He's like, yeah, I could be deep sometimes. Yeah, he can. So by this time, Zach brought Fatima some food to from Olives to her office for lunch, and he was like, "Thanks, babe." And he was like, "Yeah, this is my leftovers." She made a face like, "Yeah, mm-hmm." So he gave her a hug, said that how long she gonna take. He said he got rub for her later on. She said, "Yeah, I'm gonna hurry up so I can get home to that rub." And then, of course, it's not him if he can't rub on the booty. So he did say that to her, and then he went on by his way. He eventually went to anger management. Dr. Reed is facilitating that. He also ran into Nathan's wife, Lori. So I guess anger management has been working. So they was going back and forth at it. Dr. Reed was like, Lori, you progressed so much, don't try to go back. And she was like, all right, cool. So her and Zach got into it. So basically, Zach was like, when it was time for Laura to share, I know everything. Nathan is his best friend from childhood days. So yeah, so Doctor was like, so Zach, so since you know everything, what has your friend told you about Laura's progress? He was like, well, she did good. She didn't come with the bat. She ain't try to run him over with the car. She basically was calm, cool, and collected. He was like, cool, I'm proud of you. So then it was time for Zach to talk. He was like, I'm Zachary Taylor. I don't have anger management issues, but I'm a manager of my own business. And he sat down. He was like, no. He was like, what are you writing down? Because Dr. Reed started taking notes. He was like, snitch, you'll go get them notes back to the judge. So he did it the right way. Talk about how his mother is an addict, his brother is worthless, and they tend to get him upset. So Dr. Reed decided to do an exercise with him. So he made him stand up and he started pushing on Zach. Zach was literally about to knock him out, but he was just like, cool. He just walked away, breathed, took him. He was like, yeah, see, just because people react, just because people push you to your limits, you don't always got to react. Sometimes you just got to be the bigger person, just be like, I'm way better than this. Because if y'all get into an altercation, y'all both going to jail. And worst case scenario, things can happen to you. So sometimes, you got to learn when to pick your battles, be woosah, take a minute and see how things go from there. Trust me, I know that from experience too. So that was good. He was basically trying to have Zach take accountability for his actions because people are going to mess with you day in and day out. And it's like, it's not what they do, it's what you do that determines whether it's going to be a good situation or a bad situation. So that was cool. By this time, Fatima done left ready to go to work. Leave home, go to work. She leave from work and she gets to the parking garage. I thought she was going to have somebody walk her to the car, but I guess she didn't let that happen. So she gets to her car and she looks down. She see there's a toy inside there. And it's just like she took it out through it and then she just looked like, because she heard a noise, she got out of her car, drove out of there. By this time, Connie's sitting on the steps of her apartment complex, and Jeremiah walks by and he's talking about he needs a hit. And he said, the last time I had a hit, my mama was there. She was like, what are you talking about? She was like, at this point, I'm just over it, and it is what it is. By this time, Connie gave him some encouraging words that she could help take care of him, but eventually she almost passed out. So she was like, I'm just a little lightheaded. And Jeremiah was like, go lay down. It is what it is for me. I'm at the end of my ropes. There's nothing coming back for me. He just kept calling out for his mama. Eventually, he found a way to get his neck fixed. He ended up wrapping the rope around his arm. Talk about how he lost his kids, his wife, his self respect, and he gave himself a fix and yeah, let the drug take over his body. Hopefully, he didn't, unalive himself then and there. He just, wanted to feel zen and have his mama's present because he's going through a lot. I don't know. Hopefully, it is what it is. But yeah, hmm yeah. So, with that being said, um, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.